Have you ever wondered if ejaculating every day is good for your health, or if reducing ejaculation frequency could cause problems? This is a topic surrounded by myths and doubts. Today, we'll clarify everything based on scientific studies and understand how ejaculation impacts men's health. So, stay with me until the end to discover the truth. If you want to enhance your intimate performance 100% naturally, without resorting to medications and their side effects, there's a method that has been gaining a lot of attention and has earned my approval. The link is in the description for you to check out the full explanation. Now, let's get straight to today's content. The frequency of ejaculation has been studied in various scientific research over the years. Some of these studies analyze the relationship between monthly ejaculation frequency and the risk of developing prostate cancer. For example, a 2016 study followed men who ejaculated an average of 21 times per month and compared them to those who ejaculated only 7 times. The result? The group with higher ejaculation frequency had a reduced risk of developing prostate cancer. Another study from 2017 analyzed over 31,000 men and reached similar conclusions. Individuals with an active sex life, including frequent ejaculation, had a lower incidence of the disease. But does this mean that ejaculating more is a definitive medical recommendation? What do experts say? We know that prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers among men, being the second leading cause of cancer-related death. It is estimated that 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with it in their lifetime. One hypothesis linking ejaculation to a lower incidence of prostate cancer is the elimination of toxins and free radicals present in semen. Additionally, ejaculation may stimulate cellular and hormonal renewal, contributing to better prostate health. However, it is important to highlight that these studies are observational and retrospective, meaning they analyze past data without tracking patients in real time. This means other factors such as lifestyle, diet, and genetics may also influence prostate health. Therefore, there is no exact number of ejaculations that can be considered a preventive measure against cancer. What is known is that maintaining an active and healthy sex life can provide overall benefits for the body. What happens if a man stops ejaculating? Another common question is about the effects of not ejaculating. Semen is constantly produced by the prostate, seminal vesicles, and testes, regardless of sexual activity. But what happens if a man doesn't ejaculate? The body has natural mechanisms to eliminate excess semen. This can occur through urine, semen reabsorption, or even spontaneous nighttime ejaculations, known as wet dreams. However, prolonged periods without sexual activity can cause discomfort, such as a feeling of heaviness or pain in the scrotal area, often referred to as blue balls. This happens when there is a high level of arousal without semen release. Although uncomfortable, this condition is not harmful to health. Additionally, a lack of sexual activity can reduce spontaneous erections, which over time may impact penile tissue oxygenation and increase the risk of sexual dysfunctions, such as premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, or erectile dysfunction. So, what's the best choice? Ejaculating daily or reducing frequency? The answer isn't so simple. Each body is unique, and the most important thing is to maintain a healthy balance, respecting your own body and ensuring a satisfying sex life. If you have any concerns or notice any changes in your sexual health, don't hesitate to consult a urologist. A specialized professional can provide guidance and